I was going to come back on and do Trump's speech, but he was 2.5 hours late. And by the time I got into that shit, it would have been too much. So I watched part of it. And rather than us actually go through the whole fucking thing, because some people have pulled clips, I did a little bit of homework. And I went through and I made some notes. So these are, if I might, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my outrage thing was already firing. Why is outrageous already on? Probably because it's something outrageous happened. Yes, you're going, gee, it looks like Donald Trump is angry that he's shitting his pants right now. Well, yes. My hair's got the Steve Martin Little Shop of Horrors look to it. That's not a bad one. That's I'll take that. I'll take that. He's a handsome man. All right. Hunter Biden to testify behind closed doors. Wonder why they changed. Oh, because they're guaranteeing him well, first of all, they gave him a real subpoena after the impeachment had started. That was part of the balk. And then, of course, they're going to guarantee him a public hearing. So there you go. Anyways, it's no big deal. It won't fucking matter. It will not matter. It's like it's a bunch of shit. So, all right. I took a couple of I took a couple of notes. Work with me on this one. This is going to be good. Hopefully these are... All right, the first one is him saying that DeSantis has dropped out. I don't know if you've seen this part. But DeSantis isn't going to be on the ballot in Nevada or some shit. Or, I don't know. Nobody gives a fuck. But this is... But he says it, and it looks like he's really trying to fuck with DeSantis, and then he realizes it's a genuine fuck-up. Watch.
In fact, I hear that we're up 100 points because Ron DeSanctimonious just dropped out of the race, and he's the only one that tried to challenge us. And he just dropped out of the race. He just announced it. They're dropping out.
All right, he seriously thinks that's real. This is not... People in the audience, either they think it's true because he just said it, or they think he's just fucking with the guy. This may be like the primary versus the caucus, because nobody's on, like, Trump's not on the primary ballot. Nobody is in Nevada because they use the caucus instead. The party uses the caucus and the state has a primary. It's just fucking stupid. But look, he's looking around and he can't figure out why all these people are cheering that much. Look at him. It's like, what? What?
Well, wait a minute. You might have missed. Oh, this can only happen. I meant when I say he dropped out of the race, he dropped out of the race in Nevada. No, I was wondering, and I sort of checked myself. I thought the applause was a little bit strong. No, he checked out. That's very funny.
It's not funny. It's just stupid. I for a moment I thought it was a dunk. I thought he was actually in command of his senses, and he said something that was true, but he was in one case and allowing that falsehood to sit so that he could fuck with people, and it was a game. Nah, he really just caught himself for real.
Glad I caught it, because they're going, we have breaking news. Ron DeSanctimonious. Maybe I should have left it that way. What the hell? It's going to happen anyway. We should have left it. That way the fake news would have been about four days early. That's all. No, that's fine. No, I just thought that the emotion was so great. I said, I know it's great. He just dropped out of Nevada, but it's not that big a deal. Football player, great football player.
Great football player. Please tell me you have to cut to a dude. Hold on. Please, hold on. They just cut to some dude standing in the crowd, and he's hold on. He's just waving back like this. It's one of his followers that has to wear a helmet because of a head injury. He's like, he's just, hold on. This is the whole.
Great, he just dropped out of Nevada, but it's not that big a deal. Football player, great football player.
What about me? I'm over here. There can't be two great football players. Oh shit.
No, he just dropped out of Nevada.
Who, the football player? The great football player just dropped out of Nevada? You've lost me entirely.
So he was the only one that challenged us there, and that meant, because we were up by, I think, 94, 95 points. It's not bad. And so now we've got 100% of Nevada. And then a lot of people think South Carolina is next, it's Nevada. And then we go to South Carolina, where we're leading Nikki, I think, by like 60 points. I mean, it's pretty, that tells you a lot.
Yeah, again, this is more of his regulars. And then he moves into standard bullshit. But let's, the next one is, I think some people have seen this one. This is, and by the way, he was like 2 hours late to this shit. Here you go.
That's a pretty cool thought, isn't it? That's a nickname in its own way.
Oh, shit, this, yeah.
You know where it was? Iowa. It's called the nation. We have more liquid gold, oil and gas.
We have more liquid gold, oil and gas. This part, this is, I don't know if I think you guys have seen this, but.
More liquid gold. Well, I just met non-liquid gold.
I just met non-liquid gold. Look, some of you are under the impression that that sentence didn't make any sense. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You know where it was? Iowa.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
It's called corn.
I stood up. I looked in the bowl.
They have, it's non-liquid. That's my.
Fuck me.
Okay, you have more non-liquid gold. They said, what is that? I said, corn. They said, we love that idea. You know, that's a pretty cool thought, isn't it?
No, non-liquid gold is often referred to as gold. Just gold. Gold is a solid at room temperature anyways. I mean, I suppose if we heated it up to nuclear levels, it would turn into a gas at some point. I'm sure there's a physicist in the crowd that could give us the exact temperature, but no, it's a stupid thought. It's fucking bananas is what it is.
That's a nickname in its own way, but we came up with a new couple of words for corn.
A new couple of words for corn. In case you get tired of, if you're not into the whole brevity thing, What an asshole.
Nikki Haley supported Rhino.
Just move on. Just drop it. Just keep going. Okay, so the next one is, this is a little fucked up. Okay, so this is just a couple seconds later. All right, I'll just let it play through. So his conversation, this is weird shit about Melania's mother, rest her soul.
Paul Ryan's 2011 plan to destroy Medicare, the same plan that led the Democrat ads, which was a disastrous ad, showing Republicans wheeling Granny off the cliff. Do you remember?
Okay. Fuck me. The fact that he goes from this thing about the wheeling Granny off the cliff, and Dems did, to Melania's mother because it's Barron's grandmother. His brain, watch. This is terrible. This is fucking terrible.
Remember that? That was Paul Ryan throwing Granny off the cliff. We're not doing that. We're not taking care of our grannies like that. And speaking of grannies,
shit. Speaking of grannies, this just fucking, this is why this guy has never driven a car, because all he can do is like randomly grab the wheel and lurch it in another direction.
Tomorrow, I have a funeral for the mother who was a great woman.
For the mother who was a great woman. Fucking.
Of Melania, our First Lady. And
she was a great woman of Melania?
And a popular First Lady, former First Lady, you could say, they're all saying, First Lady, First Lady. It's not First Lady, but a very popular First Lady.
Wait a minute. So these people are insisting that she's one of Joe Biden's sister wives? She's a former First Lady, stupid. Because if she's the current First Lady, she's fucking the dude who beat you from the basement.
And her mother was incredible. And I'm leaving from here, and I'm going to Florida. We're going to have a beautiful service for our beautiful, we say grandmother because Barron.
Because her name is difficult to think of?
Nobody took care of Barron. Nobody took care of a child better than she did. She loved Barron so much. And she fed him. She wanted only her food. And he turned out to be very tall. So she did a very good job with the food, I would say, but...
She did a very good job with the food. Does this man have any human connection?
But Barron loved her so much. He's having a hard time with that. Melania loved her so much. So we're going to have a beautiful funeral service for her tomorrow.
You don't, is it difficult to go, we loved her so much because you and your wife and your son constitutes a we, that you could say we loved her very much, and the whole family, like, why is this hard?
In Florida, in Palm Beach, Florida. A vote for Nikki Haley this Tuesday.
Yeah, and then just random. He says Palm Beach, Florida more than he says her name.
Funeral service for her tomorrow in Florida, in Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay, in case we need to go, because I would have just driven down to Florida and gone, wow, it's a big state. Where do we go?
A vote for Nikki Haley this Tuesday is a vote for Joe Biden. And
he just jumps back into the into the stump. Whew. Okay, now all right. The only other 2 points that because I was doing like basically a needle drop on this shit, was he started talking about the wall, and he's having a real hard time. Either somebody's bringing it up or something about how the wall, that it's a slat fence, and that it's, it still digs at him, and you'll see.
On day one of my new administration, I will seal the border and I will shut down the invasion coming into our country. And that's what it is, just like a military invasion.
Yeah, if militaries had, complete families or unaccompanied minors. It's an invasion of unaccompanied minors. That would be the tipping point number between the normal number that tries to cross every year all the time and the bigger numbers that we've seen in the last few years is just people just kind of like throwing their kid into the United States like, fuck, they won't let me in, but go live.
3 years ago, we had the most secure border in United States history. Did you?
Thanks, Joe Biden. Also, you mean because of COVID?
You know that? We built 561 miles of border wall. They like to say, oh, well, you didn't build. If there's a piece of wood laying on the ground that's 60 years old, and we put up a 30-foot high and 9 feet deep steel wall, just what the Border Patrol did. Brandon Judd, who's fantastic, just like they designed. They wanted it. I wanted to put up concrete plank. I know a lot about construction.
Construction. You know a lot about what? Hold on.
Like they designed. They wanted it. I wanted to put up concrete plank. I know a lot about construction.
Yeah, he knows a lot about construction. No, he doesn't. He's not an engineer. Most of the time he's picking like drapes and carpet. It's all nouveau riche bullshit. And secondarily, if in the old days, in certain areas where there was just a piece of rotten wood laying there, the reason there was a piece of rotten wood lying there is because nobody fucking crossed at that point, because they'd have to cross really rough terrain and deep water to get there. And you motherfuckers decided you wanted a giant wall there, so you had to build an access road on both sides of it. And now those areas of the border where people would never think to cross, they can be driven to the end of the wall and dropped off.
But it wouldn't have been as good, wouldn't have been as strong, and you need a view card to see who's on the other side,
Yeah, you need a view corridor so you can see who's on the other side. Why would that be? Why would you need to see who's on the other side? Tell us a little story, why don't you, about what happens if you're on the other side of a wall and you don't, that's 500 miles, and you are the most unlucky human being in the world. Talk about the wrong place at the wrong time.
It does help. You know, they used to drop, we had certain areas where there was solid, you couldn't see. They would throw drugs over the wall, and it would be like
one pill at a time,
like 100-pound sacks of drugs. And it would actually kill people. It would hit people on the other side of the wall.
What are the odds? Is that technically an overdose? Does that go in the overdose column? No, it didn't. What are you talking about? Yeah. And how did they fling the 100-pound bags over these opaque walls and land on people? Perhaps they were landing on the people who were trying to catch a 100-pound bag of drugs. Perhaps they should have sent stronger people down to be the catchers. Also, fuck you. What are you talking about?
Oh, can you believe it? This is what...
No, I don't believe it. No, I do not. That's just silly. That's fucking dumb.
What they did. But we built a tremendous amount. But if there was a piece of wood laying there rotted...
Yeah, this is the second time he's told the rotting piece of wood thing.
And terrible, or a couple of nails or anything.
Yeah, you know, a watch, an old Dukes Hazzard lunchbox.
They'd say, that's not a new wall, that's a renovation. No, it's a new wall. They'd throw the...
By the way, no one called it a renovation. They don't, and he didn't, no one's, like, repair and reinforcement of a border wall or a border barrier at any point is not called a renovation. You didn't put a backsplash on it, you dumb motherfucker.
Wood away, one guy would pick it up. It's dissolved. They wouldn't even do that. But we built tremendous,
and yet, weirdly enough, the border was, less people crossed it. Huh.
Was great. We're going to put up another 200 miles because we needed more. After we did that, we needed more. They go like that. And
yeah, they do. They go like that. What he means is the immigrants, they go like that. They flow like water around it. Now, why would they do that? Now, there used to be obviously barriers that were pretty substantial, and then at the end of it, they just wouldn't cross. Well, why was that? Well, because they would have had to climb along a steep hillside. But thanks to this dumb fuck, they flattened the area out so they could construct the wall, and now you can walk the length of it on the Mexican side.
We had certain areas that we left to get everything through. And
yeah. Listen to that one again. We had certain areas that we left where we could get everything through.
They go like that. And we had certain areas that we left to get everything through. And then we were going to seal it up. And then we had that
What do you mean everything through? What? Adrenochrome? Babies? What the fuck are you smuggling into the United States? Terrorism? Were you left that open on purpose and then you were going to seal it up? What were you waiting for? What the fuck are you talking about? You left those gaps on purpose so that you could get something? What? Oh, the construction gear that's on the Mexican side? Fuck you. Drive it to the port. How do I know where it came from? Check its ID. What are you talking about? It's just stupid.
Expected result in the election. And then we heard that Biden wanted to have open borders. And he took the 200 miles, it was all built, ready.
No, it wasn't.
To be installed. Would have taken 3 weeks. And they sold it, much of it, for 5 cents on the dollar. They sold it for scrap.
Well, in his defense, it had been sitting in the sun for a long time, and yeah, it's kind of broken down.
And that's the most expensive steel you can buy.
What?
We have rebar, concrete, and then wrapped in steel. Very expensive. It's exact. But they sold.
That dude's like, yeah, concrete, rebar, wrap that in steel. It's like a fucking anti-immigrant fucking Snickers. You know what I mean? Like, get that concrete in there. That's like the nougat of freedom.
Sold it for, I understand, 5 cents on the dollar. It's a really sad thing. And that's when I knew they really do want open borders. They actually do.
By the way, the stuff that was laying there was going to either be on private land, which they didn't have the right to, and they were going to lose all the suits, and everybody knew it. So that it was just sitting there, and the Biden administration was not going to seize private land and give more land to Mexico. Again, Donald Trump is the first president since the fucking Alamo, I think, to cede territory to Mexico, because where they wanted to build a wall and the size of the fucking thing meant that there was territory where they had to move it inland a little bit so it would stay upright. So we gave, 100 yards in a couple of areas to Mexico. Yeah, fuck it, you keep that part of America. We don't need it anymore. It's but he gave it away. He just fucking gave it away.
And nobody can explain why, but
I just did. And granted, he might think I'm a nobody, so, touche.
Mexico gave us 28,000 soldiers.
And we gave them land that's permanent. The soldiers will die, but the land will be there forever.
And millions of dollars, billions of dollars worth of, much more so. They talk about the wall Mexico's going to pay. Well, there's no mechanism.
No, we didn't talk about it. You said that, fuckhead.
For that. But they paid much more with what they gave us on the soldiers, on the Remain in Mexico stuff, much more than if they had contributed to the construction costs, much more.
Nonsense. Okay. Now, the other one was where, now he's gotten, somebody in particular dropped out and endorsed his dumb ass. Let's see if this is, back this up. And I appreciate his attention to detail about this young man that dropped out and endorsed.
What they're doing. Such a currency would give a federal government
Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. I missed this part because this is him coming out against CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, basically a crypto that's tied to the US dollar that's legit. So instead of having paper money, you could also use this. Now, we already have versions of that. We don't need it. We have a debiting system that exists already. They have a digital transfer token system that works between banks anyways. They tried this for a little bit. It's fucking stupid. The Fed tried it in case crypto became a thing to kind of balance worth against it. And if everything's going to go digital and nobody's going to take cash in a bunch of other places anymore, we got to have something that competes in other countries that use US currency. That's what it's really about. But so this is him telling the story about how dangerous the banking situation.
And tonight I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. You know about that?
Ooh, do you know what this is? I don't know what this is. Ooh.
I didn't know you know so much.
Jesus Christ. It's like this whole...
They said, ooh.
It,
I'm very, well, New Hampshire, very smart people.
If I'd have said this in Iowa, those fucking hayseeds wouldn't have known shit about it.
Very, very current. You know what they're doing.
You guys are hip. It's a hip crowd. I got a great corkscrew.
Currency would give a federal government, our federal government, the absolute control over your money. They could take your money, you wouldn't even know it was gone. I think if all your money disappeared, you'd know, right? You'd have to know, wouldn't you? At some point, when maybe you're at a restaurant or trying to buy an airplane ticket. All your money's just gone and you wouldn't even know it? That's interesting. This is so fucking stupid. This would be a dangerous threat to freedom, and I will stop it from coming.
How? Please, explain what you think it is. Because if he does, somebody's going to ask him about it. Maybe, I don't know, approaches him, and one of the sons is going to go, it's like crypto, it's like government crypto, and he's going to go, it's like government crypto. He'll just repeat that, and they'll go, wow, he's so up on things.
To America,
no, I don't know. Neither do you.
Last night, I don't know if you saw, just as with the election, the night before, a guy who really did a great job, Vivek, you know?
Yeah, Vivek. Yeah, totally.
Ramaswamy.
What? Who?
A guy who really did a great job, Vivek, you know? Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy. Yeah, he said Vivek Ramaswamy. This is what happens when you're so in fuck that guy mode that even when they become your friends, you can't help but continue to insult them.
A guy who really did a great job, Vivek, you know, Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy. There it is. Okay.
Vivek. I got a call just before I was going on. He said, would you please hold? I would like to come over and see you. We're in the same building. Right after the Iowa votes were in. Although it happened so fast, I was told at 10 o'clock you will know. So about 7, we got there at 7, but they said by 10 o'clock, because it's a different system, caucus, right? I don't know if you want caucus. It's a much more complicated system. I'd relax. Just change your laws around here. Get your governor to do something for a change. But you know.
Okay, by the way, his big complaint is that independents and Democrats, you can vote cross-party in the primaries in New Hampshire. You know, the live free or die. It's that kind of state. And so he hates that. He thinks he's going to get rat fucked by a bunch of Democrats and independents who are like voting for Nikki Haley and stuff like that. So he's panicked about that. And his bigger problem is actually the actual Republicans themselves who aren't going to vote for him. But yeah, especially because it's secret ballot. So he's going to go, you know, watch for him to just talk about a rigged deal and all that shit again after.
It's a complicated system. So, but I was always told you will know the outcome by 9:30 to 10 o'clock. So I made a very early speech to a lot of people. It was great. And these people had and I'm walking off. It's about like 10 after 7.
It's a great story. Great. I'm excited.
And they said to me, grab me on the stage just as I was getting, congratulations, sir, you won. I said, won what? It's like close to 7 o'clock. I said, won what? You just won the Iowa primary, you call it, the Iowa caucus.
You call it a primary. We keep trying to tell you to call it a caucus, but just they were hoping to tell you to just go up there and accept it and get the fuck off. And
I said, how did I win the caucus? I just got here. You know, the doors were still open to the army tank that I drive in. You know, we drive in, we have windows that are like this thick. I've never seen.
Yeah, he's gonna is he gonna go into the shit about getting shot and the bullet will bounce off and kill the person that's trying to kill him in his fucking paranoid delusion.
Anything like that. I call it an army tank. But
yeah, because it's not. It's an SUV, but
okay. I used to drive a Rolls Royce and now I drive in an army tank. But you know,
first of all, you don't drive anything. You don't drive. You can't drive. You drive. You can barely drive a golf cart.
The army tank costs more money than the Rolls Royce, so you know.
Well, yeah, because the Rolls Royce can't take a hit from a rocket propelled grenade. Fuckhead.
A friend of mine said, you know, you have so many of those things. Don't you like the Rolls Royce better? I said, well, actually, this is much more expensive than a Rolls Royce if you want to. But no.
Yeah, taxpayer dollars. You could always give it up, I guess. Also, I hate when they put the ads up on this thing. It's just rude. Does that work? Hold on.
I just got there and they.
Sorry, there it is.
Lumpy pillows kiss my ass.
There you go.
Say congratulations. I didn't know what they were talking about because they say, how could it be over? But it was over very fast. And I said, we must.
It wasn't over very fast. You just had a lead that was big enough where they called it already. You hadn't won yet. That wasn't official till late. This is fucking dumb.
To really swamp them to call it that early. But I was.
You slabbed it, I think is the phrase.
We have to slab it. Told that you had to wait till from 9:30 to 10 o'clock, but we did so well. And I think we're going to have the same result here. I really do. I think we're going to have
No.
But we're also going.
It's not a caucus, fuckwad. All right.
Anyway. Going to place strong protections to stop banks and regulators from trying to debank you from your.
From your bank? From debank you from banking?
You know, your political beliefs, what they do.
What you do? What the do? What the but that do? That's like this whole
purge the anti-Semitism and pro-terrorism. What you're doing?
That's the whole what you do.
I want to debank you, and we're going to debank. Think of
we're going to debank them. How you like that? How you like that? How you like them apples? You debank us? No, I'll debank you. Get me to debank on time.
This they want.
No, wait. You don't change the subject. What the fuck?
Trying to debank you from your, you know, your political beliefs, what they do. They want to debank you, and we're going to debank. Think of this. They want to take away your rights. They want to take away your country. The things you're doing, all electric cars, give me a break. If you
What the fuck does this have to do with banking?
want an electric car, good, but they don't go far. They're very expensive. They're going to be made in China. That's why I think I'm going to get the auto workers to vote for Trump. We're having great talks. But think of what they want to do. They want to take away your rights. Upon taking office, I will also restore peace through strength. I will get.
You just dropping the whole banking thing. That whole they're debanking you thing. You just skipped the whole page, or that was in the teleprompter. Somebody just went, oh fuck, he doesn't know what the fuck that is. Nope.
That war in Ukraine settled so fast. It should have never happened. It never would have happened. And it didn't happen. People say, well, how do we know that? Actually,
it was happening the entire time. They were still fighting in the Donbass the entire time he was there. Also, just for the record, you notice how this motherfucker never says, if I was in office, ISIS never would have attacked Iran and set off a bomb that triggered Iran to attack Syria, Iraq, and Pakistan. Notice he's not jumping into that shit. That somehow... that's just those people being how those people are. What an asshole. All right, hold on. I gotta slide this thing down. Also, by the way, don't forget, like, subscribe, give a thumbs up. You're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. Hi, chat room. Hi, guys. What's going on? Please don't debank us. There's the Venmo. You can become a Patreon supporter, patreon.com/HalSparks.